Happy Labor Day, YouTube. This is Matt, and this is a new video. I meant to get a video put out this weekend, but I got a little bit busy. This morning I was going through some news stories online, as I do every morning, and I came across something from the Daily Caller with this headline: the LA Times inadvertently admits Trump is right about what's causing California's massive wildfires. See, the article starts out: adopting more active forest management policies, such as increasing thinning of trees and conducting controlled burns, will help mitigate damage from future wildfires, the Los Angeles Times editorial board writes. I can agree with that. I don't know how many of you have tried to make a fire in a fire pit or a campfire, but one of the things that you do is you'll take something like pine needles, small twigs, crumbled up leaves, get those burning, then you'll put in your larger twigs, then sticks, larger pieces of wood, and finally your logs to get a good campfire going. Personally, I use cotton, magnesium, and a striker, and then put my pine needles on top of that. A while back, earlier this summer, Trump had made a statement that outraged Californians and California's governor. He had said that it's California's bad environmental laws and not climate change that are responsible for California's increasingly bad wildfires. So now the LA Times editorial board admits that you've got undergrowth, dead trees, trees killed off by bark beetles that are contributing to the wildfires, along with California cutting back requirements to clear undergrowth. So the article goes on to say California forests have grown drier and less healthy from overcrowded trees, infestations of bark beetles, and the effects of climate change. So it's not just climate change doing it. You know, we can't point the finger at global warming every time something goes wrong. I'm never going to get rid of that. We can't blame global warming for every time something goes wrong with the environment. Climate change is cyclical. Our planet orbits a variable yellow dwarf, I believe G2 on the main sequence. So radiation output increases and decreases over time. The Earth itself undergoes climate change naturally. When you have a lot of volcanism, that's going to put a lot of particulates in the atmosphere, aerosols, including sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide reflects solar radiation, which actually causes a decrease. Then you have ash in the atmosphere, which will block sunlight. So let's see, going on with that, infestations of bark beetles and the effects of climate change, the LA Times writes, and this is from the Daily Caller: California's restrictions on active forest management have contributed to the poor and worsening conditions of forests, allowing them to grow uninhibited. There's a reason I wear glasses, folks. Uninhibited, while suppressing fires that would normally naturally control the forest's growth. Forest fires are part of the natural life cycle of a forest. There are some trees that actually require forest fires in order for them to put out their seeds. See, fire is not necessarily bad for forests. California used to burn with regularity, and low-intensity fires are vital in some ecosystems to clear excess brush and small trees from the landscape, the editorial board writes. But there's been a change in fire behavior over the last century as the state and federal government begin dousing the blazes. Decades of fire suppression have allowed forests to grow dense with trees. Combined with drought, insect infestation, and stress of a warming climate, those management practices have led to more intense and destructive fires that are more dangerous to people living near the forests and more damaging to air quality, the op-ed continues. So, liberals in California, or California residents in general, let's not just single out liberals. Residents in California got upset with the president because he said your management practices are contributing to these fires. Nobody likes to admit they're wrong. But we have right here that they messed up. A couple of years ago, we had a massive fire in the Gatlinburg area. That's a beautiful part of the country. I love the Smokies. I've been up there on vacation several times. Anytime I want to take a vacation, I would either choose southern New England or choose the Smokies. They're both beautiful parts of the country. But Gatlinburg had suffered a massive wildfire that caused some serious damage. It's going to take them years to recover. California's no different. Their wildfires have been even worse. Now, I am going to try and keep this video a bit shorter than the last. 45 minutes ran a bit longer than I intended. I'm not going to try to put up a video about every news story I've read because, I'll be honest, I have a lot to do. So, let's see, something that caught my eye last night. It appears that Her Worship, Her Holiness, Hillary Clinton is hiring interns. And of course, unfortunately for the interns, the only compensation they get is doing something wonderful for the Democratic Party. So, while trying to find the story again, I ended up pulling this from SputnikNews.com. And it says, the former Democratic Party presidential candidate has a record of offering no monetary compensation to campaign staff during elections, despite enjoying large campaign war chests. Strange how the Clinton Foundation is worth $240 million. Hillary brings in millions during an election, but she can't pay her interns $10 an hour? I mean, even Democratic socialist, well, he's not really a Democratic socialist. He's more of a Democratic capitalist. Bernie Sanders paid his interns $10 an hour. And he is a so-called European socialist, but he paid his interns. So Clinton, who raised $1.4 billion, $1.4 billion, with a B, folks. That's beautiful. So $1.4 billion during the 2016 election cycle, including over $200 million from super PACs, faced criticism then for offering interns free coffee and the chance to make history instead of pay. I guess in Hillary's mind, it is much more rewarding to work for her for free, to bask in the glow of her greatness. Because after all, we know Hillary is perfect, folks. She can do no wrong. You ask any Hillary supporter out there, it was her turn. She's the most experienced person in the world. Well, experience isn't a presidential requirement. The only requirement in Article 2 of the Constitution is you have to be over 45 years of age. But think about it. Free coffee, the chance to make history, and basking in the glow of Hillary Clinton. What more do you need? To work 30 hours a week, answering phones, being a gopher, putting out press clips, making sure social media is talking good about the Hills. They don't need pay for that, folks. Come on, that's experience. Hopefully you guys can hear me over my air conditioner. It is just about 11:15 in the morning, and the temperature in my little chunk of Alabama is 84 degrees right now, with a forecast high of 92. It's getting a little cooler, and amazingly, I saw forecasts for possible thunderstorms. About time. My wife's hydrangea bush is really getting killed this week. So, let's see. Free coffee and the chance to make history. That's beautiful. Let's see. During the Democratic primaries, Clinton contender Bernie Sanders, the European socialist, or European capitalist, the man's got money. If he was such a real socialist, he'd end up living in a tenement, giving all his money to the people. Redistribution. But Bernie Sanders' campaign paid his interns $10 an hour. So at least he paid them more than minimum wage. Now I'll say this about Sanders. I don't like the idea of socialism, but at least he cares about people who bust their butts for a living. Instead of paying lip service like certain people whose names I will not mention. Let's see, upon hearing about the positions, the internet vented its anger on Twitter, with users calling the Clintons' hiring practices shameful. Really? Shameful? I've got some better words than that, but I'm going to keep my posts clean. I don't want YouTube censors to end up banning me. So let's see. Shameful, and suggested that the internships were evidence of hypocrisy. Hypocrisy? From the Democratic Party? Oh, say it ain't so! No hypocrisy from the Democrats. The party of slavery? No hypocrisy. See, hypocrisy on the part of Democrats who have talked a great deal about decent, well-paid job opportunities for young people during elections without pay. Awesome. And I don't know if this, okay, this can't be serious. I'm going to have to show this. But Hillary for President 2020. Here she comes again. Nice. Yeah, there's a lot that can be said about Hillary Clinton. I'm not going to be insulting. I'm trying to be nice for a change. And there goes that flickering light again. Might need an electrician. So anyway, we've got Hillary Clinton not wanting to pay her interns for anywhere from 10 to 30 hours a week. I saw nothing mentioning how many hours they would be working. But they should get a little more compensation than free coffee and basking in the glow of Hillary. So anyway, in the comments below, post what you think on interns being unpaid. Personally, I think if you are working, you should be paid. The company I work for, you don't do anything job related unless you're on the clock. I work from home. I don't even check my voicemail unless I'm logged in. And where I've been on medical leave for just about 2 months now, I haven't even been able to check my internal email. So when I return to work, it's going to be busy. I've got a lot of email to leaf through, a lot of voicemails to check. Lord knows I've gotten a lot of them. I've kept my desk locked. So what do you think of candidates in general, not just Hillary Clinton, not wanting to pay interns for work being done? How much do you think their work is worth? Also, what do you think about the environmental or the forest management practices in California? Are they contributing to worse forest fires? Or do you think that it's just nonsense and Trump propaganda? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Just please keep your comments clean. And have a wonderful Labor Day. I hope everybody is grilling out.